They will never understand Nessie like we did.
Really
gosh.
Alright, hello everybody, we are back. So, after spending time on the trail, about 30 minutes pass as our group of adventurers trek over the hilltop, past the ruins, making their way to the other side to see the autumn-flavored sight of a large lake. As promised, the half end of the castle seemed to have faded and dropped into obscurity of the edge of the lake off of the cliffside. The remainder of the lake behind it expands off into a sprinkle of oranges and reds as they move their way towards the shore. In the distance, the remnants, skeletal at best, of the ruined castle are visible. And the scene opens up as Thomas trudges through the wet mud to the end of the lake and drops to his knees, looking at what was left of his homestead.
You doing okay?
It's all gone. The ivory towers. The brilliant designs, the family crests. It's all gone, isn't it?
What's here is gone, but life still moves on.
Life finds a way.
I imagine what you may have not seen before, similar towers may now be somewhere else. It might be gone here, but there'll be something new somewhere else.
The circle of life. All things born come to an end and be born again.
Something like that.
Well, depending on exactly what you think about. I mean, like, depending on exactly what
Don't be
religion or
quiet.
belief you... Okay.
He looks down as his head tilts before scooping a flapping beached fish as he holds it in his bony hands and just pauses there, silently looking down at the flailing, drowning creature.
Do you want us to cook that? I mean, like, I'm pretty sure Akiyama can whip up a pretty good fish chowder.
He doesn't have a stomach.
I mean, he might... He said he was hungry. I didn't know
Or a
exactly...
tongue.
Aston, stop, please.
Okay.
I'm gonna look and see if there's anything strange about the lake or the fish or the surroundings.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, how are we feeling?
Fine, yeah, I mean...
Aside
After
from the
30 minutes have
ouch.
changed, the initial pain that you guys have been sitting is still there, but bearable.
So would you say it's been fading at all, or is it simply just been we've been getting used to it?
Getting used to it.
Yeah.
And now that we're at the lake, anything beyond that?
Not yet, no.
I don't like the use of the word yet, but alright.
But looking around Rykor, you don't see anything in particular. Don't see any thirsting wildlife. You don't see anybody on the lake. It's barren, much to how it was described to you guys already. No one seems to be here besides you all and the skeletal remnants of the castle.
I want to toss a stone into the lake, like 15 feet out or something.
Much to expect, it plops into it and begins to create O-rings that go out in all directions.
It seems fairly normal to me.
Mm-hmm.
Does seem like a
Yes.
normal lake.
Let's
Just avoid the water for now. Astron, don't drink the water.
I was gonna drink the water.
Still quite a beautiful sight, if anything.
Oh. Whoa. Just gotta stare at the water. Does it seem like simple water? Does it seem like milky in any way, or is it just water?
Looking it over, it just looks normal water. It seems like a regular lake.
Just kind of tap my foot on the surface of it, see the ripple.
It gives off
What's he doing?
resounding ripple, as you would expect.
Guys, what are you doing? Like a little prayer or something to Swan?
Road, move up next to her.
You watch as he's removing scale by scale from the fish while looking down at it.
I'll move up next to him, just sort of take the fish off him.
Poor fish.
Don't torture the fish, please.
All things must die. They don't need to die in pain.
I want to
Pain.
walk. Oh, go ahead.
That's something I've forgotten.
No need to inflict it on others. Is the fish still alive?
Oh no.
I'll just take it off him and just move it away. Well, Thomas, if you have last words, or a particular spot you have in mind.
He looks about, seeing a small river or lake stone, and moves to it, before slowly taking off or doffing his armor, placing it next to him, so it looks like he's just a skeletal rib cage, somehow staying together. As he would lay down, facing the castle on the rock, before crossing his skeletal-like arms across his chest, much like someone would relax on a pillow.
Let's not. Make Rue find you quickly. So bring up Azrael and again try and cut his head off.
Don't pause. Where are you pausing?
As you bring your axe up, a sigh of relief seems to leave his voice. As Ro, you bring your axe down to finally end his hard existence.
Bit rude.
I'll be honest, I don't stop at one swing.
Well, you don't get to one swing.
Oh.
There it is.
Waiting for this.
As you swing, you guys watch, those that are watching, Azrael reach close to his neck and then fall forward with no wielder. As you look confused for a moment and watch as Ro is careened into the forest by a stream jet force of water before finally hitting the ground to a hard roll.
I
What?
look back to the
I'm
lake.
sorry.
As you do, near the area where the rock originally landed, a figure starts to move out of the lake.
Nasty.
Of course it does.
Please.
Can't just do something nice, let someone die peacefully now.
You will not harm this one. As looking
But he
at
wants it, though.
surprise,
God's sake.
Do I take any damage from being thrown?
No.
Damn it.
Oh, thank God.
No, I want to take damage. I need to take damage. That's important.
As a mixture between fish, woman, some kind of being laps its way out of the water, its hand extended, a vortex of water still seeming to emanate in its outstretched palm. As Thomas would look up in utter confusion, well, can't tell, but seems to lean up as well.
Huh. Well, Larcy would actually come in handy.
Why?
Hi. Because half.
No,
Well-
I'm asking her.
Oh.
This one paid a debt. And a debt was paid for him to stay here. You will not end him.
From the back.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain more than that.
I'm pretty sure like his sister probably. It did his sister, Miss what's her name? Gladdy. That was her name, right? Gladdy.
Gladdy,
Did she put you up to this?
His soul stays bound here as well as his body. He does not leave, as is the bargain.
Why? Why doesn't he leave? What's the bargain?
Pretty sure it's Connor.
As she would look towards him, and then towards the group. Palm still swirling with water. But as you guys don't seem to be approaching, the ferocity and the whirlpool effect, it's slowly starting to slow.
Rory will be staggering back to the group and just move up next to Arceus. Sort of give her a nudge and a nod.
The bargain was her success.
And who
Well, she-
are you
I'm
then?
getting really tired of this vague shit.
Who is it that she made a bargain with?
I'm the one that watches this lake, and protects this land.
Oh, you're doing a bang up job of that. You got skeletons and a cursed lake.
What he said. Seems pretty shitty up here.
Also, you seem to have a castle in your lake. I don't think that's meant to be there.
Neither are you. As her
Right,
head
where's
would
it?
turn,
Well, we'll just stay here
and
then,
you
because apparently
need to
just stay where we're
return
not
to
being-
your tomb.
Yeah, sure, we'll take him back. You stay here, Aquilas, and yeah, we'll go put him back, nail him back to the wall. No problem.
Are you the reason why people have been running off after coming to this lake?
These waters are sacred. Only those of the royal bloodline should ever be able to walk in its wake.
It's a lake.
All of those of the royal bloodline have moved on. I doubt even they know of its sacredness anymore.
Then none will use it.
Bit of a waste of a lake. Especially
I
such
grow
a pretty
tired
one.
of your words. She's saying this to you, Ro, directly.
Yeah, me too.
I don't want to fight, but this man's been through a lot. The person you've made the deal with must be long dead by now. Hasn't he been through enough?
A royal must remain
What happens if they don't?
Is it Raikor? I can see his typing. Yeah, you should be able to, can't you?
Yeah, get mine.
Look at me go. Woohoo!
Oh my god.
That's weird.
That's some crazy agility right there.
Yeah. That fatigue agility.
Adrenaline.
When you're really tired and you just sort of do things faster.
Yeah.
It's sleep. Yeah, that's raw.
That's how fatigue works.
Yeah, that's totally how adrenaline works. Oh fuck.
What happens if there isn't a royal?
Yeah. Yeah, what happens if there isn't one here?
Then the wager, the promise would be broken.
So take back what you gave. That's
What
when
happens
debt goes unpaid.
when I'm getting real fucking tired of this bullshit.
Then you can be drugged down into the wake.
She's not getting drug into anything.
Then take your leave while I give it to you.
How
He
did they make-
remains.
How did they make the initial wager with you? What did they offer you?
Him?
There must be more to it than that.
The promise of a royal given to me. That of the Eternal One was to suffice that no new one ever had to be given again. If he leaves, the wager is broken.
And how does having a royal benefit you?
Roll diplomacy.
Okay, I can do that. I also may get a bonus due to my robes. I believe it's depends on if it matters or not. If it does, it's a +5.
It would not
I
matter.
doubt it does though. Yeah. Diplomacy. Yeah.
Her brow would raise. As the whirlpool will finally settle as she would cross it over her chest. You wish to know the tale of the wake.
I suppose so, if that's what answers my question.
She takes a long pause before speaking once again. This is something that I could entertain.
Please. Go ahead.
Eston flops himself on the ground, cross-legged, looking at her expectantly, like a little kindergartner, waiting for the teacher to start teaching.
How close are the trees?
20 or so feet.
I'm gonna make my way just slightly into them. Punch a tree really fucking hard, and then come back.
There's Araya, Mister.
And then she gets mad because you just harmed a tree.
Ah, trees are sacred.
Rage instantly
Ages ago,
skyrockets to 100.
there was a time where nothing besides light existed. This was the age of my birth. The entity spoke to me, told me that this lake needed to remain sacred. He blessed a bloodline, that one of that line, for all of the eons to exist, must be given to me, to make sure that this lake remains as it is. For millennia I have served and done this for that entity. For the time that I've known it. There was never a chance of that being a problem besides 500 years in the past from now. 2 foolish children threatened this line by warring with each other. Warring and ruining what was brought. The fact that the lake could fail, would fail, was inevitable with their clash. So, the youngest made a bargain, a promise. Through my insistence, she gave me her sibling, and I made it so he would be eternal. And with it, he is my eternal sacrifice. The one to keep this lake pure. The one to make sure that I can follow the entity.
Who is this lake pure to? Who is it sacred to?
Those that are chosen.
Chosen by this entity?
Akiyama, put up your hand, please.
The entity decides who wades these waters, outside of the royal bloodline.
I got told by this member of the royal bloodline that they used to worship Swan here. Is that correct?
That was a name given up many eons ago.
That's not what your entity is.
My entity created the feathers.
Is it Albatross?
That is a name that he goes by.
Oh shit, we're going like top of the pack thing here going now.
Is there no way we could keep this lake pure, but also allow Thomas's rest?
You would have to bring me a chosen one, or one of the bloodline.
How do we know what a chosen one is?
They would show the sign touched by the entity.
Why do you actually require a sacrifice to keep this lake pure?
It's not a sacrifice, it's as a guardian.
When you use the term eternal sacrifice.
Because he is the eternal guardian. He sacrifices his life to protect here.
What is he guarding this place from?
How is he guarding it?
Considering
If
he's being stuck in a
buried
cave.
underground.
Yeah, she said.
There's no muscle on him, what's he going to fight off?
His presence emits a force that stops those that would destroy this place.
You couldn't at least let him roam around?
In threaten what is protected here? Never.
Who would want to destroy this place?
The
Since we're not putting up our
outsiders.
Could you put a little bit more context there?
The ones that bite and gnash. The things that destroy and take. The bitters of ruin.
Oh, there we go.
Now, why would the Ruin want to see this lake destroyed? What's so important about it?
This is one of the few lakes that last, that the entity has cried.
I suppose that is important.
So
Now
you
we get to the
could
meat of
call
the
this lake a tier of albatross.
This lake is one of the 9 tiers of albatross.
Yeah.
Knowledge talons. Ah.
This is some really ancient shit. You're starting to get the sweats on this. This is like, I think I just found the toenail of God kind of shit.
The toenail of God.
You're not too sure how to deal with this.
Okay.
Obviously, we need to keep a place like this protected.
Is anyone else starting to feel like this is above our pay grade?
We don't get
This-
paid.
Since I felt whole.
As
Hey,
the
look
times have
over-
gone by, the taint has grown stronger. Thus, no one besides the royals or the chosen may ever come to this lake as I live. And he, she would point towards Thomas, who has just been soaking all this in, will remain here to protect this place.
Well, fuck, at least he knows now.
You've taken his soul from his body. Left that to wither and rot.
His soul
So-
remains pure.
So why do you need the body?
His body protects this lake.
It protects it from underground.
In the
Just
cave of
Protects it
spears.
from vicinity.
Yeah.
Why underground? Why not let him maintain his home?
He had the option.
Did he? We've been told otherwise. Was told he was brought and nailed to a post. As a reminder from his bitch of a sister.
After he attempted to kill the rest of his family line.
Did you,
Yeah,
Thomas?
I had a feeling that,
Is
yeah.
that
Is that-
true, Thomas?
That was what your row was about then.
I would never.
Somebody sense motive that shit.
Oh, sense motivation.
He's also got to do a resistance check if he's doing evil things. Like, is he lying evil?
He seems
depends
to
on how
be
you're lying.
completely confused.
Yeah. He did say that he had a
He probably
little
doesn't
bit of
remember.
memory.
If
Alice.
that is something that he did, he's clearly doesn't remember it anymore. The person that you looked up isn't the person that stands before you.
All I really want is just to rest. I don't want to be here. The longer I see life, how it grows, moves on to its next stages, and eventually withers and dies. I thirst for it. I hunger for it. You can't take that from me!
So does this really sound like a stable guardian to you? Perhaps it's time you yourself go out and find another that's actually willing to take up the mantle. Let this old man die.
If ruins the risk, mortals have created an occupation to fight such a thing. Would it not be considered a good idea to contact ruin hunters?
Yeah, that's a point. They could use a big castle.
If they could fix it.
Yeah, they have the resources to fund the body
I'm
empire.
sure they would be interested in having their own keep. Having someone of such intimate knowledge of protecting a place from ruin, and in return they would help you do what they need to do. It'd be a symbiotic relationship.
And I suppose they would have very little issue in finding several dozen, 100 priests of Albatross that can come here and bless this lake on a daily basis.
What you speak of is folly. In the end, only a royal can truly protect this place. Without a royal bloodline here, ruin will come here in droves.
Is it merely the title of king you require?
The king is no royal.
Yeah, not much. What royal bloodline is the bloodline you need? Simply any.
She would arc a fishy finger towards Thomas. The true bloodline. Descendants from the entity.
That's a bit of a bomb to drop. Huh.
We know they have and descendants.
They still live in the world. If we were to bring descendants here, would you require to treat them as you have poor Thomas?
This one
Or
was
could
a
they-
special case due to his insanity.
So they could, in theory, just live in the castle, rebuild what was once there, reclaim their home, and by their mere presence protect this spot that you hold so sacred.
And you would be accommodating for that.
Yes.
Then,
I
let's
suppose
strike a deal.
that's what we need to do.
How long do you believe this lake can go unprotected by royal blood? Days, weeks, months, minutes?
Days. The stench
Days.
of ruin has been in the air. The second coming is near.
It's not the kind of foreboding message I wish to hear.
Well done for continuing the rhyme. You mentioned Thomas's insanity. Surely his spirit is waning, perhaps? Yearning to, move on?
His spirit is within a cloister. It is content. It is at rest.
His body isn't. And if you're holding up your side of the bargain, he can't be killed. And thus can't be stopped. So, how about we temporarily leave this lake unprotected, leave it in your care and yours alone, and then we go find someone of the bloodline and bring them here and allow you to speak to them.
We won't be able to do that in days.
No, I don't imagine we would.
Get horses?
We've no
I
idea
think
where to go.
For the time being, we would have to leave them here, but with the promise that we will come back. And we will grant him the rest that he desires.
Or how do we... No offense, Thomas. How do we stop him from killing things? Do we take him back down to the cave and pin him to a wall again?
No, I will not
Thomas,
return
no,
to that place.
No.
Thomas.
That's not what we're suggesting.
I mean, I kind of assumed that this fish thing would be able to keep him from running off. He is just a skeleton.
That's not the issue.
Would you
Right.
mind keeping him company for a little bit?
Yeah, like, talk to him, make him sound
Explain-
important,
Yeah, explain
give him a
his
little bit of a
duty.
pep boost. Yeah, you know, and then once we find someone, he can finally feel like, oh, so that's what I've been doing all this time. I feel good about myself. And then you can go die.
Yeah.
Thomas, I don't ask you to hold on for long, but if you allow your faith in Swan to keep you company for the time being,
And the fish lady.
and know that we will come back and we will grant you what you want. Would that be acceptable?
He would look towards the muddy ground, head like moving back and forth, like if he's trying to search for something. Anything. Though eventually, his movements begin to settle. Going to remain here for eternity, aren't I?
No.
I promise you, you won't.
Ash, I have a question.
I have an answer.
Is it possible to separate myself from my devil spheres? To like pluck one and
No.
only have two for a while? No. Okay. That would have been a rather grand gesture.
I promise you that you'll return.
I mean, I could try what the Juggernaut did for Asteron. Give him a timer, a definite date.
Don't think that's a good idea.
Well,
I don't
this seems
think-
to calm Asteron down.
You'll have to rely
Yeah,
on
but
his
you can
faith in
guarantee
Swan.
it for him.
Yeah.
Plus
There's
it's probably-
only so many promises we should throw out.
Yeah.
Swan will
question.
recognize his sacrifice, and it's something that will pay off eventually.
Quick question, Mrs. Fish Lady. So he doesn't have a soul, yet he still contains a certain amount of will. Exactly how does that work? If you say like his soul's at rest.
His soul is within the cloister. It is at rest. His body still retains his insanity.
I
His
see.
urge of madness and chaotic life is what
That would
drives him.
explain the fish scales.
I don't know. Kind of.
I am not mad, I am myself. You are too much of yourself. His head would just like sharply turn towards this lady in the water as he would like shoot up to his feet and start to like move towards her.
Uh-oh.
That's
Oh, buddy.
That's a very bad idea.
Aslan's gonna start getting it.
And
Okay.
a history of bad ideas today.
All right. Aslan's
I
gonna
am
get it.
stopping
Okay.
him.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Keep yourself calm. You don't want to do anything brash. Aslan starts making his way
He's
towards
gonna
him.
pin you to that wall again.
He like points at her with a bony finger. He's like, "You made me this way."
All of you, be quiet. You're not helping.
If you want to go on your venture, you may do so, but he remains, and he will be locked back up.
Can you not lock him up?
He cannot be trusted.
But you
Not
can
even-
keep him in this
no.
area, can you not?
I can contain him, and I will contain him.
Then it shouldn't
perhaps
matter
contain
if
him.
he's locked up or not.
Yeah, like, just don't lock him up in the same way, you know? That was kind of cruel.
Let him see life. See the world, see time pass.
How
That's
can we
what
be
trying
so
to remind-
sure she speaks truth? She could just be a fabrication. Some kind of demon.
Every word she said so far has rang true. It makes sense, and what she claims is something we can't challenge. But what I can also tell you is Swan will recognize your sacrifice.
issue demon?
And you won't have to sacrifice forever. There will be an end, just like there will be a beginning.
His like forward momentum stops while like Asteron's like pushing in front of him. As you feel like he's finally stopping, like trying to push you forward and going, and kind of stands there in the mud. The two of you, Asteron and Ro,
For her. Is she a devil? Is she a demon?
she is not a demon.
Oh. Well,
Huh.
Devil-wise,
Oh.
she's not a devil.
ah, cock tease.
No, she's not a demon. What are you exactly?
I was born the moment that light took the world. The moment that the entity was born and created. I am his offspring, their offspring.
The child with the talons.
I existed before the talons.
Been here for a very long time then.
I am the protector. I protect until my time is no longer needed.
I suppose that would be tiring.
Yes.
Then, guess we're promising both of you. Once the bloodline returns to this place and makes it its home, you'd both be able to rest, am I wrong?
If the bloodline returns, property to this area fulfilled by those that know how to use it correctly, I will not have to submit others to leave it. I can rely on the bloodline to do as once they did, before this one killed most of them off.
Then both of you would benefit from us succeeding in what we're offering.
Yes.
Thomas, I don't think you have any reason to worry. Well, I can understand why this would not be something you'd want. It's clearly something that she doesn't particularly want either. So the moment we get a replacement, it's the moment you'll be able to finally have rest.
If you are able to bring stability back to this place, I will release the incantation keeping him to this plane.
Maybe not yet.
What do you mean, maybe not yet?
Well, I'm saying don't do it immediately.
No, yeah.
Of course, they're not going to do it immediately.
She wouldn't until we can restore the bloodline.
I mean, we can restore the bloodline, that's almost guaranteed. I'm just saying don't do it yet.
Oh, yeah.
Stating the obvious.
Troglodyte, this is why I said stability.
Yes. It can come in time. Be patient.
Well, it sounds like we're off to the castle then.
There's no reason to go back to that castle. We know
Sure
what
there is. We need whatever he said was in that chest as proof.
That's probably true.
I suppose you better ask, though. Entering that castle, is that safe for us?
I do not dwell on man-made things.
You've not left anything in there that's not something we should touch?
I do not leave this lake.
And I suppose you also don't know of any potions that they were keeping in there, do you?
Any heirlooms they were entrusted
First time
with?
she actually pauses in the statement that you guys have been talking to her. No.
Okay, are you sure?
That
What
sounds
have
motive.
answered. They got a similarly resounding no from him as well, but I did find something.
What is it that you found?
It was a strange looking, colourful potion. I opened the cork to smell it, see if it was safe, and something about it, I drank it without realizing I did.
Her eyes would widen as she would look at you. You are a chosen one.
Oh no! Oh no! We found him.
How exactly?
That was easy.
The trial. You completed the trial.
It was a team effort.
Do you mean all the traps and puzzles?
There are 9 trials, each of them leading to a tear. You found it and drank it.
Yes?
Only chosen ones get access to these trials.
Does that make everyone here
the
a chosen
chosen
one by
ones-
proxy?
Also find it on accident.
And suffer immensely for the process.
We all found it.
The one that drinks it is truly the chosen one.
I see.
Sucks to be you, buddy.
Well,
Right.
That means a
come have
time of
samples.
change is upon us.
Is that a good thing?
She would look towards Thomas. You are free.
Oh
No, wait, what? No, wait, what?
Wait.
She waves her hand
You be you!
as
No,
the
wait, hang on,
skeleton of Thomas just collapses in on itself.
Oh no. Oh no.
No, no.
Can you undo that?
did you just free the body, or is the soul gone as well?
You don't know.
No, I'm asking.
I am so happy right now.
So, can that? I mean, we didn't necessarily negotiate. Like, it. We could have, gone and gotten him back, and we could have gotten another person, not this one. We kind of need this one.
To sniff the strange potion.
Good
Do you remember
job,
me
man.
saying the whole thing about not doing it immediately? That whole troglodyte conversation we had.
She turns to Akiyama, ignoring everyone else.
Well,
Oh,
later.
no.
Best
Nice
luck to you,
knowing you,
Bruce.
pal. Nice knowing you, pal.
Have fun. Get full castle now.
An entity lives inside you now.
I can't spend all my time here.
The return of Rock's feet is nigh.
The what? What?
You must find the others and gather them to the other 8 and have them drink.
Find the other whats?
The other chosen.
How do I know if they're chosen?
Because the tear always attracts one another. A chosen will find you, and you need to lead them to the other quests. Figure the
And
other
that-
puzzles.
And that means I don't have to be here then.
Yeah, didn't you just release the guardian of this place?
I'm confused. What's keeping this place safe now?
I think she got
There
excited.
is nothing to keep it safe from.
Oh,
Wait, what?
What?
Sorry?
so you were
think
only
I
here
missed
to protect
something.
the potion?
You are what I was to protect. But now,
Oh,
you can move freely to find the others.
Oh.
doesn't he need protecting now?
Damn it, I was hoping you would stay.
Well, I have to say, I'm kind of annoyed that you lied to me and you lied to him.
I did not lie.
It matters little now.
I think
Curious
it
about
kind of
something.
does matter now.
What's done is done.
It kind of does matter now.
Wait, as a
You can't
creation of
undo it.
Albatross, yourself, you couldn't sense the presence of this thing in him.
No.
You had no inkling that it was actually gone until he drank it and told you.
Creations of Crow. Do you feel her when she looks to you?
When she looked upon me, yes.
Yeah, I actually feel the embrace of
if-
Swan pretty much every day.
An inkling of her power seeps out in the form of something that can be retained to anyone. Would you find it?
I hold up my hand and summon Azrael. I'll wave it.
You are a kid playing in sand.
So,
You're very condescending.
I mean, she is older than all of us. So, just to clear everything up, so he can leave. That guy just died, so yay for that. We accomplished that. How would he know about who's Albatross kid? Would he
What?
feel it or?
Is he like a compass? Can we just point him in a direction and say, is it there?
Yeah, like would he be able to tell who's who?
Okay, Arma, quick, point in a random direction.
That way.
Does
Points
the end
directly
of his
down
finger
into
begin
the
to pulse
ground.
and glow?
As you point towards the ground, you feel a reverberation inside you as you start to begin to point to the west.
Oh!
I'll use a
Oh,
compass.
Shit!
I got so excited
Okay,
I
I
spit my
wasn't
pretzel.
attempting to point at the rest. I think I may actually be a compass.
Oh, well then.
Christ blood, I was joking.
Seems you're losing a lot of your own self-control.
Shut up, Michael.
Well, this is, and then this is a development. Huh?
But
Interesting.
first we need to find you a moral compass, surely.
Just give him a
Moral
bath, it'll be
compass.
fine. That worked last
Yeah.
time.
The bath is bad for his teeth.
I'm glad that you have finally come. She would begin to sink into the water.
Okay.
Bye!
Well then, I
See you
guess
later.
that's.
No, she's
it
still
then?
waiting. She was sitting on like erect so you could see most of her, and then she's just starting to sink more. So she's
Does that mean people can use this lake now?
Yeah, is this no longer sacred?
this is no longer. This is as much sacred as any other lake.
Oh,
Uh,
quest complete.
problem
that was
solved.
That was easy. Jesus.
I was
Yeah.
expecting the water just to be unclean or something. I wasn't
I mean,
really
Crow's
expecting
still
to
a
come out of
porcupine,
this being the
but-
chosen one. But I suppose that works too.
Go with the entity's blessing. Do what must be done.
You're cheating on Swan with
Stop.
Albatross.
Rock's feet's return.
Who's that, by the way?
Who's
Rocks.
What?
What?
Rock's feet?
Rock's feet?
Rock's
Rock's feet?
Rock
Dwayne the
Rocky?
Rocks?
Dwayne the Rock
Can I get a written down? Please.
By the way, I totally know who, but you know.
A very weird turn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the
Yeah, don't say
Yeah.
it, don't say it, but yeah.
yeah. I'm pretty sure I know what it is too.
But as everything's going on, she's just been waiting in the water a little bit. as you begin to notice, like, foam start to form around her.
Tell me she's gonna
Are
disappear.
you okay?
Tell me she's going to just blink out of existence.
No, she's gonna turn to sea foam like the Little Mermaid.
I can finally rest.
Oh,
Oh boy.
that's good, right?
Make sure I find your soul quickly.
Yeah, and that guy, as I point to the skeleton on the ground, that guy's soul's gone now, right? It's all rested, not out of that cloister thing.
It is at rest.
Okay. Well then, I guess.
And you're happy to go to rest, right?
I have
After
finally
inconceivable
waited
years?
for this moment. For a chosen one to be found. To save this world.
Okay.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Magical destiny.
We're just
Yeah.
trying to. Okay.
Thing you live time.
Alright. Fine.
Find the others.
Yeah. Take them to the 8 tiers or whatever.
And as it continues to bubble, like, you see her arm, like, bubble a couple of feet away from her. As she's, like, still lying down. And you see, like, pieces of her is just starting to, like, float to the surface and then turn to bubble.
It is the Little Mermaid.
Well.
You know what this means?
Pleasant travels, I suppose.
What does this mean?
Oh.
Astron, you finally get your bath.
I jump in.
You can at least wait.
As the
No,
water,
right
like,
there.
waves, it breaks her apart as she starts to dissolve quicker and turns into bubbles.
Oh my god.
Roast Miles, seeing the condescending ancient die.
Wow. Okay.
It seems we did what we came here to do in a roundabout way.
And we all dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
Punch Jackie arm on the shoulder. Apart from you.
Don't fancy that.
Saving the world thing.
I'm so glad you drank that potion. I know I'm the one that actually solved the puzzle. Like, brute force, admittedly, but good for you.
It seems we now have 2 chosen ones. She looks over at Raya.
Eh.
Who wants pie?
I just want to learn how to make pie.
And with that, we're gonna go take a break. So, thank you guys for watching. We're gonna take another 10 to 15 minute break and return here for the last part of Empire of the Lost. So, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Oh my gosh.
My god in
Just
heaven.
I'm just
For
imagining if
fuck's sake.
Astron had been like had been his usual self and just drank the potion. A fucking demon would have been the chosen one. That would have been great.
Bayana was gonna drink it. Can you imagine how that would have turned out with the fucking avatar of avarice inside her?
That was
Yeah, it's
the
probably a
fuck
good
would
thing
that
you
have
didn't do
done?
that.
Yeah.
almost
Ash, what would that have done?